to all the NEET aspirants 2026. We are here in our 1000 questionnaire practice session. So yes, we are with our last segment of photosynthesis in higher plants beta. So today we are going to look into the factors affecting photosynthesis in more detail. Okay, these questions we are going to exercise more, and slightly few questions we are going to touch from the dark reactions of C3, C4 and CAM cycle. Tomorrow we are going to exercise completely the advanced questions from this chapter. Okay, so let's get started. So before entering into the questionnaire session, I would like to introduce the NEET World's special programs. For 11th standard students, you land on NEET World's 2-step 2 medicine with the minimal fee of 3333, and for 12th standard students, you will land on the program of 1-step 2 medicine with the minimal fee of 3333. And those students of long term, you will land in NEET World's program, that is Power Step 2 medicine, with again the affordable fee of 3333 per month. Okay, this fee is for month for all these three programs. Okay, complete offline and online mode of lectures will be delivered for complete syllabus, and 2 strong revision sessions will be planned after the completion of the syllabus. Complete material of NEET World will be provided to the students who enroll in any of these 3 batches, online and offline. So to know more about these courses and how to enroll and to know about the complete process of these 3 courses enrollment, you can call on to the given number, or you can directly visit our branch which is in Narayangooda, Hyderabad, of this address. So the batch is going to start from July 1st with all these facilities. Okay. So yes, let's get started with the first question, ma. Yeah, first question, if you look into, how many of the following are the factors affecting photosynthesis? So before getting into this questionnaire, one thing I would like to make you clear by giving you the gist on the factors affecting photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is affected both by external factors and internal factors beta. External factors include light, temperature and carbon dioxide, water. Okay. So yes, external factors include, so factors affecting photosynthesis, external factors include 4 factors. What are they? Light, carbon dioxide, temperature and water. These are the 4 external factors that affect photosynthesis, and internal factors that are affecting photosynthesis can be any one, like age of the leaf, orientation of the leaf, amount of chlorophyll that is present in the leaf, or amount of the chloroplast number, which is also called as assimilatory number, that is present in the leaf. All these come under the internal factors that affect the photosynthesis. So look into this first question, ma. How many of the following are the factors affecting photosynthesis? Age of leaves, orientation of leaf, internal carbon dioxide concentration, amount of chlorophyll and the number of the leaves. Number of leaves, yes, that is an internal factor. Amount of chlorophyll, yes, that is correct. Internal carbon dioxide concentration affects photosynthesis rate, orientation of leaf true and age of the leaf. So all 5 are the factors that are affecting photosynthesis, and all of them will be the internal factors that are affecting photosynthesis. So here the option will be D. This you look into, ma. Which law comes into effect when several factors affect any biochemical process? Let me tell you Blackman's law of limiting factor, which is proposed in 1905. He says that when many factors affect a biochemical process, that biochemical process is decided by the factor which is closest to the minimal value. Okay, which is closest to the minimal value, that factor will decide the biochemical reaction process. Okay, as such, what will be the option here? Blackman's which law comes into effect when several factors affect any biosynthetic process? When several factors affect the biosynthetic process, it is Blackman's law of limiting factor. Clear, ma? next question. According to Blackman's law, the rate of chemical process is determined by the factor which is nearest to the minimal value, okay, which is nearest to the minimal value. Let us consider this photosynthesis, which is a photochemical process, As we have discussed, it is affected by many external and internal factors. Let us assume only external factors, which includes what beta? Light, temperature, carbon dioxide concentration and water. Of these all factors, which is the minimal factor that is affecting photosynthesis? Obviously, that is carbon dioxide concentration, because temperature is moderate. According to C4 or C3 plants, it varies. Light is intense, okay, light will never be a minimal factor, water also will never be a minimal factor. The optimum carbon dioxide concentration level in the atmosphere will be 0.03%. This is the optimum carbon dioxide concentration level, which is 0.03%. So, this will decide, or this will affect the process of photosynthesis, which is Blackman's law of limiting factor. So, here the option will be B. Clear? It is nearest to the minimal value. The relationship between incident light and carbon dioxide fixation rate at higher light intensities is, see, at lower light intensity, the efficiency of photosynthesis is not at all affected, okay. The photosynthesis process will be enhanced only when light intensity increases. Only when light intensity increases, okay, other factors also start showing effect on the photosynthesis process. At low light intensities, there will not be any effect on the photosynthesis. Only at high light intensities, photosynthesis process will be enhanced. So, here if you look into the relationship between the incident light and carbon dioxide fixation rate at higher light intensities is rate increases with increasing light intensity. Option B will be the correct answer. Next, you look into the rate of carbon dioxide fixation is, constant with increasing light intensity. Is that true? The rate of carbon dioxide concentration is constant with increasing light intensity. Wrong. The rate of carbon dioxide fixation means about what it is talking about? Photosynthesis only. Exclusively it is speaking about dark reactions. Okay. Dark reactions. So, carbon dioxide fixation increases as there is increase in light intensity. So, the rate of carbon dioxide fixation will increase with increasing light intensities, that is option B. This question you see beta, which of the following is true, he is asking. Carbon dioxide is major limiting factor for photosynthesis in nature, that is obviously correct, because in atmosphere the optimum carbon dioxide concentration will be how much beta? 0.03%. Okay. So, from this, if it is increasing to 0.05%, there is no problem. Okay, there is no problem if it is increased to 0.05%, the photosynthesis rate will be increased when the carbon dioxide concentration is increasing up to 0.05%. But if there is further increase in carbon dioxide concentration, then it leads to the damage of photosynthesis process. Okay, do remember that. So, the optimum will be 0.03, there will be enhancement or increase in the level of photosynthesis till it reaches to 0.05%. More than that, if you increase the carbon dioxide concentration, that leads to the damage of photosynthesis. So, here which of the following is true ma? Carbon dioxide is major limiting factor for photosynthesis, this is true. Light is rarely limiting factor, wrong. Sorry, light is rarely a limiting factor for photosynthesis because sunlight is very abundant, okay. So, this is rarely a limiting factor, okay. So, yes, here option A and B both are correct only. Clear ma? Any doubt in any question, you can message in the chat box beta. Which of the following is true? Carbon dioxide is a major limiting factor for photosynthesis in nature. So, currently in NEET World, English batches are going on beta, and further we will be planning about Hindi also. Okay. So, this is very basic and understandable only, just follow the class, you will get to know. Which of the following is true? Carbon dioxide is a major limiting factor for photosynthesis, light is rarely. This is the same question which is repeated, which is option C is correct. The concentration of carbon dioxide beyond which the carbon dioxide becomes damaging over long periods of time. Just now we have discussed, if it is beyond 0.05%, then it will lead to damage for longer periods. Look into this question, assertion reason type of question. Greenhouse crops like tomato and bell pepper are grown in carbon dioxide enriched atmosphere for higher yields. This is correct only. C4 plants will respond to higher carbon dioxide concentration by showing increased rate of photosynthesis. This is wrong. So, to answer this question, prior knowledge is required regarding this carbon dioxide concentration. For C4 plants and C3 plants you take beta. For C4 plants and C3 plants you see. For first primary carboxylation or carbon dioxide fixation, in C3 plants the enzyme which is catalyzing is the world's abundant enzyme rubisco. This rubisco has equal affinity to bind with carbon dioxide and oxygen. So, it has equal affinity to bind with carbon dioxide and oxygen. It should not bind with oxygen, right, because it activates C2 cycle. It has to bind only with carbon dioxide. So, when it binds only with carbon dioxide, then photosynthesis rate will be enhanced. For this, enriched carbon dioxide should be present in and around the chloroplast, right, be it intracellular carbon dioxide concentration or in the atmosphere. So, the optimum level of carbon dioxide concentration or the saturation point of carbon dioxide concentration in C3 plants will be around 450 microliters per liter. Okay. So, this is the carbon dioxide saturation point where more amount of carbon dioxide is required. So, as there is increase in carbon dioxide, more amount of photosynthesis takes place. If there is decrease in carbon dioxide, then rubisco will bind with oxygen, C3 cycle will not happen, C2 cycle will take place. That is the reason in C3 plants, carbon dioxide optimum will be how much beta? 450 microliters per liter. If you look into C4 plants, the primary enzyme which is fixing the carbon dioxide is peptase phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. This will bind only with carbon dioxide, and because of the Cran's anatomy in bundle sheath cells, intracellular carbon dioxide concentration will be more. Okay, intracellular carbon dioxide concentration will be more inside the bundle sheath cells. So, minimal amount of carbon dioxide is required for C4 plants because it is binding only with carbon dioxide, right? There is no competition here. So, the saturation point of carbon dioxide here in the C4 plants will be 360 microliters per liter. Clear beta? So, do remember this, which plants will have high saturation point of carbon dioxide? C3 plants, that is 450 parts per million. Which plants will be having low? That is 360 microliters per liter or parts per million. Here you see in C4 plants this is fine, right? And this you look into assertion, okay? Greenhouse crops like tomato and bell pepper are grown in carbon dioxide enriched atmospheres for higher yields. Assertion is true only, okay? Greenhouse crops like C3 plants, bell pepper and tomato, they are grown in carbon dioxide enriched areas to enhance the photosynthesis. In C4 plants you see, C4 plants respond to higher carbon dioxide concentration by showing increased rate of photosynthesis. Wrong. Higher carbon dioxide concentrations it will not respond because the Optimum range is what? 360 parts per million here. So here assertion will be true and reason will be false. Assertion is correct and reason is false. Clear ma? Next question. This you look into. Which of the reaction is more sensitive to temperature? Look here, both phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase or Rubisco. Those enzymes which are in the dark reaction, those enzymes which are in the light independent reactions, that enzymes are temperature sensitive. Remember that. Okay, what are those enzymes ma? Pepcase and Rubisco. These are mostly temperature sensitive. So when these enzymes are temperature sensitive, what will be affected ma? Which of the reactions are more sensitive to temperature? These enzymes. So what reaction it will be affected? B, that is dark reaction. Look here, which group of plants have higher temperature optimum? High temperature optimum will be there for C4 plants, because for C4 plants are called as tropical plants. C4 plants are nothing but what? Tropical plants which tolerate high temperatures. So that is why they are having that Cran's anatomy adaptation to tolerate that higher temperatures. Whereas C3 plants are what? Temperate plants. C3 plants are temperate plants. Fine. C4 plants are tropical plants. C3 plants will be temperate plants. So here, which will have higher temperature optimum? C4 plants will be having high temperature optimum. See, for most of the students, factors affecting photosynthesis will be little confusion, but this is the very much easy concept actually. High simplest and easiest concept. You exercise the questions along with me and get solved with the concepts beta. So look here. Which of the following is true? Tropical plants have high temperature optimum than temperate plants. This is temperate plants. True. Temperate plants have high temperature optimum than tropical plants. Wrong. Temperate plants and tropical plants have equal temperature optimum. That is not correct. Polar region plants have high temperature optimum. Wrong. So here the only correct statement is A. Tropical plants, nothing but C4 plants, will have high temperature optimum than the temperate plants, that is C3 plants. Water stress will cause what? Water stress can be of two types beta. High water conditions will lead to flaccidity, will lead to turgidity of the cells. Sorry, high water conditions of the plant will lead to what? Turgidity of the cells. Low water stress, okay, where water is not at all available, that will lead to flaccidity of the cells. Water stress will cause what? Primarily leaf wilting it will cause. Primarily it will cause what? Leaf wilting. Second, reduction in the surface area. Once the leaf gets wilted, there will be reduction in the surface area, and this obviously leads to reduced carbon dioxide availability also. So all the three processes are affected, so our option here will be D. Clear, right ma? Next question you look into. Law of limiting factors states that if a chemical process is affected by more than one factor, then its rate will be determined by the factor which is nearest to its minimal value. This law is given by whom? Obviously Blackman, under the law what? Law of limiting factors, okay, which is in the year 1905. Fine ma. Law of limiting factors will say that if a chemical process is affected by more than one factors, that then its rate is determined, that biochemical process rate will be determined by the factor which is closest to the minimal value. Here you say in photosynthesis, which factor is closest to the minimal value? Of course it is carbon dioxide concentration. Clear ma? Next, here you see this question. C3 plants responds to high carbon dioxide concentration by showing increased rates of photosynthesis leading to high productivity has been used for some greenhouse crops, such as greenhouse crops you have heard, right? Those C3 plants which are grown in carbon dioxide enriched areas to conduct the maximum amount of photosynthesis. Best examples given in our NCERT are what beta? tomato and bell pepper, right? So here tomato and bell pepper will be the answer. Lettuce and seedless cucumber, these are not C3 plants, they are C4 plants. So here the answer will be D. Okay, most of the times the example based questions will be drawn out from your NCERT only, remember that. Next, this question you see ma, yeah, assertion reason type of question again. The atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide at which photosynthesis just compensates for respiration is referred to as carbon dioxide compensation point. First you have to know what is meant by carbon dioxide compensation point. Carbon dioxide compensation point is nothing but the carbon dioxide uptake and the carbon dioxide release should be equal. That point is called as carbon dioxide compensation point. The carbon dioxide uptake during what? Photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide uptake will be equal to carbon dioxide release during respiration. Fine. Carbon dioxide uptake during photosynthesis will be equal to carbon dioxide release during respiration. Both are equal and this point is called as what? Carbon dioxide compensation point. So the atmospheric carbon dioxide at which photosynthesis compensates for respiration is called as CO2 compensation point. I hope now you got it about the assertion right? Now you have got it clear, right ma? So yes, assertion is true. Reason you see, the carbon dioxide compensation point is reached when the amount of carbon dioxide uptake is less than that generated through respiration. Wrong. It is not less than that generated through respiration, it should be equal. Okay, it should be equal. The carbon dioxide release or the carbon dioxide synthesis during respiration should be equal, because the levels of CO2 in the atmosphere is more than the required. This is wrong. So here you can directly look into the statement and say that assertion is true and reason is false. Option C will be the correct answer ma. Here you see, with reference to the factors, this is NEET 2017 question, with reference to the factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis, which of the following statements is not correct? Not correct he is asking. Whenever statement based questions are given, look into whether he is asking you to identify the correct statement or incorrect statement. Sometimes two combinations will be asked for you to analyze the combination of correct statements or the combination of incorrect statements. Based on that, you have to exercise the objective beta. So here he is asking you to identify incorrect statement. Look into the options carefully. Light saturation for carbon dioxide fixation occurs 10% of full sunlight. That is true. Okay, light saturation is 10% of full sunlight. Increase in atmospheric concentration up to 0.05 can enhance the carbon dioxide fixation rate. This is true only because increasing CO2 up to 0.05% will increase the rate of photosynthesis. More than 0.05 will damage the photosynthesis rate. Here you see third one, C3 plants respond to high temperature with enhanced photosynthesis, while C4 plants have much lower temperature optimum. This is also true, right? C3 plants will, sorry, this is wrong, because C3 plants which are temperate plants will not respond to high temperatures. They respond to what? Lower temperatures. Whereas C4 plants which are tropical plants, they respond to higher temperatures. So this will be wrong again. Tomato is a greenhouse crop which can be grown in carbon dioxide enriched atmosphere for higher yield. True. So here the incorrect statement will be option 2. Okay, sorry, option 3 will be the incorrect statement. Fine. So here in option 2 beta, increasing atmospheric concentration up to 0.05, so it is correct only. So here the incorrect statement will be what? C. Clear ma? Next. Yeah, with this we have completed today's set of questionnaire on factors affecting photosynthesis. So tomorrow we are going to exercise completely advanced questions and lengthy questions, keeping 2025 NEET paper in our mind beta. So don't miss tomorrow's session at all. and we are also going to exercise purely diagram based questions from this complete chapter of photosynthesis in higher plants. Okay. If you further want any other set of questionnaire from this chapter, you can drop a message in the comment section. Based on that, I will plan for the session. Okay. So yes, that's all for today, and I would like to end this session by again saying you in brief about NEET World's special programs, about 2 Step to Medicine, 1 Step to Medicine and Power Step to Medicine. 2 Steps to Medicine for 11th standard students who are aiming for NEET 2027. So complete 2-year program is given you just for 3333 per month with complete materials and doubt sessions, complete lectures and solid revision sessions. For 1 Step to Medicine, 12th standard students with the same fee of 3333 per month, and for Power Step to Medicine students, those long term students, again with the same fee. So this is affordable for the students of all financial backgrounds. Make the best use of it beta. You can call on to the given number for getting more updates about this programs or courses that are running in our institute, or you can directly visit our branch which is in Narayanguda, Hyderabad. One-on-one mentorship is given. And finally, I would like to say you about the Telegram channel of NEET World also. NEET World's Telegram channel, in that you will have daily quizzes of botany, zoology, physics and chemistry. Just log in to the NEET World's Telegram group and get updated about daily live sessions and daily quiz sessions also. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow.